It's time for Hutchinson Community College Sports. The Blue Dragons on Eagle Radio are brought to you in part by Rothy Family Flooring, Anchor In and Anchor Away, Erickson Custom Building, H&R Block, APAC Kansas, Shears Division, Prairie Star Health Center, First National Bank, The Medicine Shop, Reno County Area Transit, RCAT, Next Tech Wireless, Midwest Ford and Toyota, Salt City Pawn, Amelia Bedelia's, Brickhouse Boutique, Ashcraft Pharmacy, and these Sportscaster Club members, Lowen Corporation, Burning Chiropractic, Dr. Robert Epp, Portfolio Recovery, Green Vision Group, Craig Barkley Plumbing, and Mega Manufacturing. All the exciting action of the Blue Dragons is on now. Let's go to the broadcast booth for the play-by-play with the Eagle Sports Crew on Eagle Radio.
Well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Colby, Kansas. It's a snowy Colby, Kansas. It is Darren Dunn and myself, Glenn Grunwald. So glad to have you along this afternoon. Made our way up here with the women of Hutchinson as they get set to take on the Lady Trojans of Colby in this first game at 3 o'clock. Game number 2 will be at 5 p.m. It's odd times, 3 and 5, but we like it because we'll get home at a decent time, as there are only 3 remaining games on the regular schedule. This one at Colby, then home against Barton on Wednesday night. That's your last opportunity to see the Lady Dragons and the men's team at home, and then on down at the road at Liberal, on the road to Liberal next Saturday. Darren and I'll be there to bring all the action back to you. That will be evening contest next Saturday night. But tonight, this afternoon, I should say, it is the Colby Trojans. The Colby Trojans team that Darren, that the Blue Dragons did away with back on the 26th of January by a 39-point margin of 98-59 on the Blue Dragons' home court. And Colby's sitting trying to fight in the middle of that women's thing, trying to stay out of the basement. Right now, the Northwest Kansas Tech is behind them. I think mathematically, Northwest Kansas Tech, with 3 games still remaining at 1-16, they'll still have a chance to catch up to Colby, which is 3-14. But it's more important of a game to the Blue Dragons probably because they're still on the push to get to Seward.
Yeah, you have to keep that pacing with Seward, and the interesting part about that whole thing, that whole conversation, is Colby's last game against Seward, and that was only a 5-point loss. So you're looking at the Colby Trojans at 8-17 and only 3-14 in conference play on an 8-game losing streak, but played really close with the number 6 team in the nation in Seward. And you know what Seward did to the Blue Dragons in the sports arena, especially late in that game. So the Colby Trojans a little bit deceiving. I think in the same token, though, Seward not always playing at the highest caliber that Seward knows how to play basketball.
We have seen that with Seward and Dodge. We've seen that with Seward and Pratt. Now we also have seen it with Seward and Colby. So it's kind of interesting because when they played Seward, and we're going to get focused on Colby here, but it was 47-47 all going into that fourth quarter. The Blue Dragons just kind of had a meltdown, which I think you have from year to year on given times during the season within a quarter. And now the Dragons are tied with Seward because Seward also lost 1 game on the season, so they're tied right now, but still got to push ahead and try to see what happened. Both are 17-1. The importance of this game is to stay on track, stay focused, take care of business, get through Barton on Wednesday, and then you match up against Seward.
Especially because right now you're tied with Seward, and then you go play Barton in the middle of the week, and that's the team that's in third, technically 4.5 games behind. But back to that Colby-Seward conversation, it shows you what kind of team Colby has, a little bit of a better team than we've seen in the last few years, despite the record that you see. It wasn't just a fluke in that last game when they lost to Seward by only 5, lost by only 10 in that first one, and Colby, the Trojans, actually had a lead at halftime in that contest. So the Colby Trojans are very capable. Did not show it, though, in the sports arena, as you mentioned, as the Blue Dragons did away with it 98-59. The Blue Dragons led in that rebounding category 51-24. The Blue Dragons actually made 19 more field goals in that game than did the Trojans.
Also, that one loss on the Seward side of the ledger is to Butler, so it's an Eastern Division team. That was early in the year, way early in the year, so Seward's been kind of dodging the bullet. And again, we got one eye on Seward, kind of one eye on both Barton and Colby tonight. But what the Dragon ladies need to do is really concentrate on this Colby team as well as we get set to come into this. It's kind of funny. We always seem to see the same referees out here, Darren, whenever we come to Colby. It seems to be kind of run. It's just usual. We see some of the Eastern Colorado referees.
Yeah, and that's just the thing. Typically, when we see officials, we see enough of them pass through the arena, and I've seen enough of them over the years. I could at least pick out 1 or 2 out of every crew. This is the crew when we come here every year. I have no idea any of the names on the crew, but we know them by their faces.
Exactly. Antoine Scales is the head coach of the Colby Lady Trojans. He did his first year, and he just came here from Wichita South, and he was 152-18 and had 4 straight trips in state championships with the Lady Titans of Wichita South. So common denominator, Steve Eck coached at Wichita South as well. So both are alumni of that. But Antoine knows how to coach. He even has his daughter playing for him.
Yeah, his daughter Mari is on this team, had 8 points, shot 3 for 5 against the Blue Dragons in the last contest. The other tie is that Antoine actually coached Kyrie Rogers at Wichita South, and that's not the first time you'll hear Kyrie's name tonight. She has more ties to this game than we may know.
Other games tonight in the conference is going to be Dodge City at Garden City, Pratt at Northwest Kansas Tech, Seward is at Barton. That's an evening game. The Dodge and Garden game started at 2. Pratt and Northwest Kansas Tech get going at 3 o'clock, and then Seward versus Barton tonight at 5:30. Barton also in action against Colby on Monday. That's a postponement time. We're going to take a 2-minute timeout. And actually, no, we're going to not. We're going to keep it here because they're going to do the national anthem coming up here as the clock gets to 0. So, again, talk a little bit about the tournament that will be starting. The first round will actually be coming up on the 27th of February. Top seeds on each side of the conference, East and West, both get home court advantage. The West number 1 gets a bye. The winner of the East number 1 gets a bye as well. So where Hutchinson sits right now, if you win out, if you win your next 3 games, you would get a bye on that Wednesday night, and your first round would be on Saturday, March 2nd at 1 p.m. against the winner of East 4 and West number 5. So Hutchinson faltered, and they pretty well got number 2 wrapped up already, number 2 in the West, so the number 3 seed wrapped up. They would play the winner they would play East number 7, which right now would be Allen County, and that would be in first round. That would be a 5 p.m. game at Hartman Arena. So the brackets are set for the women to play on Saturday, and Monday are the semifinals, and then the finals on Wednesday. The guys just the opposite. They go on Sunday, Monday, and Wednesday, and with Division II playing on Tuesday, Darren. So it won't be long, and we'll be over at Hartman Arena already.
Yeah, it'll be in Hartman, and before you know it, you'll be doing some tournament action as well.
Yeah, the national tournament, of course, just around the corner. Not for the ladies, though. It is down in Lubbock, Texas again for this year, and they did renew their contract down there. They're going to get set for starting lineups and also the national anthem, which will take place before the starting lineups. We're going to take a break as well as we line up to honor America with the teams on the court as well. We'll take a break. We'll be back with more from Colby and Community Civic Center in Colby, Kansas, right after this 2-minute timeout.
To anyone considering a change in family doctors or looking for an attentive primary care physician who's more concerned about you than your insurance, welcome to Prairie Star Health Center. We offer health care held to a higher standard with a choice of dedicated, compassionate physicians. Experience the difference you'll feel when you have a patient-centered medical home. Prairie Star Health Center, 30th and K61 in Hutchinson.
When you're looking for jewelry that's one of a kind, remember Amelia Bedelias, filled with thousands of beads and stones. And with my passion for design, I can create something that's perfect for you. Amelia Bedelias, 115 and a half South Main Street in downtown Hutchinson. Go Blue Dragons.
This is Kelly, owner of Brick House Boutique. Stay warm and look fabulous at the same time with comfy, trendy, and affordable clothing. You'll also appreciate the personal attention that you'll always get when you shop at Brick House Boutique. Big City Chic and a downtown boutique at 117 South Main in Hutchinson.
HCC Sports is brought to you by the Sportscaster Club members, Portfolio Recovery Associates, Dr. Robert F. of the Hutchinson Clinic, Barkley Plumbing, Vernon Chiropractic Center, Tim and Gina Ritter, along with Brian Strange of the Green Vision Group, Sutton Kaufman Transmission Service, Wade Patton Insurance, A&A Builders, Bold Office Shares, Mega Manufacturing, MAYB, Mid-America Youth Basketball, Lowen Corporation, Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, and by Mann, Wyatt, and Rice, LLC. These Sportscaster Club members help provide funds for HCC scholarships.
This is Carter Fowle, president of Hutchinson Community College. I invite you to join us this winter as the proud tradition of Blue Dragon men's and women's basketball continues at the historic Hutchinson Sports Arena. Both teams are favorites in the tough Jayhawk Conference, so you won't want to miss any of the action. Find the schedule at BlueDragonSports.com, like us on Facebook, and follow Blue Dragon Sports on Twitter. As always, go Blue Dragons.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Colby. With your starting lineups, here's Darren Dunn.
We're going to see a little bit of a shakeup in the starting lineup, not only for the Blue Dragons, but also for the Trojans of Colby. This is the first starting lineup change for the Blue Dragons in 19 games. Went 18 straight with the same starting five. This will be the first game Jada Mickens will not start, and it's the first start for Tiana Kimbrough today. She did not play the last time these two teams met. That was a part of that 3-game injury stretch that she went through. Tiana Kimbrough back in action starting today. 6'4", redshirt sophomore out of Memphis, Tennessee. The rest you know, but we'll tell you anyway. The 5'8" freshman from Baldwin City, Kansas, number 2, Abby Ogle at guard. Tia Bradshaw, the 5'8" sophomore from Dodge City, Kansas at guard. Dejanay Robach at forward, the 5'11" sophomore from Olathe, Kansas. And then finally, Michaela Van Ed, the 5'6" freshman from St. Paul, Minnesota, wearing number 23. Sia Williams got the start against the Blue Dragons in the sports arena. She'll start again today. 5'7" sophomore out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Caitlin Guillory, the one bright spot for this Trojan team, had 18 points and 10 rebounds last time these two teams met. She's the 5'8" sophomore out of Keller, Texas. Kiara Knight, this is only her third start of the season. The 5'6" freshman out of Hobbs, New Mexico, wearing number 21. Afia Vincent at center out of Trinidad and Tobago. The 6'4" freshman had a 5 trillion. I'll tell you what that is in a minute. Last time these two teams met, only her third start of the season. And finally, a 5'11" sophomore out of Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, number 35, Michaela Bethel.
You're listening to Lady Blue Dragon basketball on Country 102.9 KHUT and KWBW 1450 AM in Hutchinson, Kansas.
Tiana Kimbrough takes the tip. Blue Dragons start off the game with the ball in the Road Reds. Man-to-man defense put on by the Trojans in home whites with the sky blue trim. Dejanay Robach brings the ball out from the corner, holds it up top and sends it to the right wing to Bradshaw. Quickly into Tiana Kimbrough, and that one's thrown away. A little bit too tall for the 6'4" Kimbrough. 30 seconds into this one, Blue Dragons have their first turnover of the afternoon. Trojans work the ball up top to Michaela Bethel, guarded closely by Dejanay Robach. One dribble, picked it up. Now Bethel will have to get rid of it. She's at a 3 count. Just does get it away, and Abby Ogle almost knocked it away from Guillory. Guillory in the corner with 5 to shoot. She's trapped. Ball comes back out to the wing. Guillory for 3. No. Battle for the rebound, and the Trojans will get called for the foul. Yes. This one works against Kiara Knight.
That'll be her first. She's out of Hobbs, New Mexico. First team foul, Hutch basketball.
So I mentioned a 5 trillion. Do you know what that is?
No, I do not.
Okay, so that's when you've played 5 minutes of game time, but you have no stats. All zeros across the rest of the board.
Zeros.
So if you would play 1 minute and have zeros across the board, it would be a 1 trillion. Afia Vincent, who starts today, had a 5 trillion last time these two teams met. She's guarding Tiana Kimbrough on the inside. Ball goes up top to Ogle. Ogle for 3, no. And the ball chased down by Guillory in the corner. Guillory had a double-double last time these two teams met. Actually had a double-double in her last contest against Seward, where she had 15 points and 11 rebounds. Ball goes to Knight. She looks inside. Gets the ball to Mobley. Mobley shot up no good, and it's rebounded by Tiana Kimbrough. Blue Dragons come away with the ball looking inside for Dejanay Robach. Robach dribbled it off of her ankle, but it was picked up by Ogle. Ogle other side to Tiana Kimbrough through the contact, no call, and she gets the first 2 points of this contest.
Yeah, good to see Kimbrough with mobility on that left side of the lane, takes it up, lays it up and in.
Almost 2 minutes gone by. Blue Dragons have a 2-0 lead here in Colby. Darren Dunn and Glenn Grunwald alongside you. Trojans working the ball up top, no corner to Afia Vincent. Vincent nowhere to go, not even guarded. The closest defender is Kimbrough, who's content to stay in the paint. 6 to shoot for Sia Williams. Does she know it? She might, but tries a pass to the corner to Guillory, and the Trojans throw it away. Dejanay Robach comes up with it. Outlet pass to Ogle, quickly ahead to Bradshaw left side, takes the body contact, and that is an offensive foul, at least according to the official.
Yeah, that's what the offensive foul, the indication was. He came in and used the forearm to push off. Had a good look at the basket. Maybe could have pulled up a little quicker and kissed it off the window. Idea was to do that. And now into the ball game will be Keely Tinney out of Auckland, New Zealand for the Blue Dragons. Timeout for the new Blue Dragons.
Colby takes a 30-second timeout. We're back in half a minute.
Vehicles are getting pretty smart these days with semi-automatic control features that make driving easier. But riding an RCAT vehicle is easier yet. You don't have to do a thing. Just stand along the route, wave your hand at the driver, and hop on. RCAT is first come, first served general public transportation that travels throughout Hutchinson and South Hutchinson hourly, on weekdays from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. and on Saturday from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Call 694-2913 for further information.
I really kind of expected for Colby to come out in the zone, but they came out in the man-man instead. They called a quick timeout, back to live action.
2.5 minutes gone by, just a 2-0 lead for the Blue Dragons. Into the contest is Amari Grayson for the Trojans. Three-pointer up by Williams is no good. Rebounded away by the Blue Dragons. Tia Bradshaw across the timeline. Trojans still drop back to that man-to-man defense. Keely Tenney, as Glenn mentioned before the break, in the game for Hutchinson. Ball works back up top to Tia Bradshaw. Bradshaw in between two defenders all the way through the lane and lays it in for two.
That's up by 4. She looked like a running back going through the line with that basketball right there.
Big basket for Bradshaw. Went 0 for 1 in the last game against Dodge. Had just 2 fouls and a turnover to show for that contest in 18 minutes of play. Shot up by Williams from 17, no good. Blue Dragons pull it down, and Bradshaw throws it away. Guillory was waiting on it. Guillory against Bradshaw to the basket, and Bradshaw took the foul against Caitlin Guillory.
And that'll be her second. We'll have substitution. Milan Schemmel will check into the Blue Dragon lineup. Out of Pendleton, Oregon, freshman at 5'9", will take the place of Tia Bradshaw, who has 2 personal fouls.
Guillory tries to get the Trojans on the board. First free throw is up and good. Now a chance to cut that deficit in half. 4-1 lead for the Blue Dragons. 6:40 left in the first quarter of play. Guillory, almost a 75% free throw shooter, knocks the second one down. Dragons lead it by 2. 3.5 minutes gone by. Ball goes left corner. Abby Ogle. High up top to Tenney. Tenney finds Van Etten in the corner. Van Etten for 3, yes.
Good to see her get off to a good start. Her first 3 of the night. First 3 for the Blue Dragons.
Van Etten went just 1 for 7 from beyond the arc last time these two teams met. Did finish with 7 points and 6 assists. 7-2 the lead for the Blue Dragons. 4 minutes gone. Outside left wing, Williams throws it away nearly. Ogle trying to chase it down into the Blue Dragon front court. Couldn't quite get to it before the sideline. Guillory able to save the possession, but she has 1 to shoot. Launches a 3, and even with Schimmel in her face, Guillory able to knock it down.
Big basket right there. Guillory with all 5 points that Colby has. That one in the last second.
Desperation 3 from the Trojan Head logo. Out beyond the arc. Blue Dragons now with a 2-point advantage. 5.5 minutes left in the first. Van Etten backing down the defender Grayson. The up and under is good for Michaela Van Etten from the right side.
Nifty little move right there on the baseline by Van Etten.
Back-to-back baskets for Michaela Van Etten. She has 5 of the Blue Dragons 9 to the Trojans 5.
Sarah Kramer will check in next dead ball whistle. She's out of Dighton. There's a steal.
Mari Grayson has the ball taken away by Abby Ogle. Ogle inside, 1-on-3 opportunity, and she was fouled trying to split the defenders. It goes against Grayson, her first.
Ogle will shoot free throws as she was in the act of shooting.
Ogle had 8 points the last time these two met. First free throw is good. Kiara Knight checks back in for the Colby Trojans.
Ogle against Pratt coming off a 6-steal game in that contest.
Second free throw for Ogle is good. And Glenn, as you indicated, Sarah Kramer will check in. She'll give Abby Ogle a break.
Dighton, Kansas, not that far from here. Matter of fact, that would be the closest set of parents other than the Bradshaws from Dodge City that can make their way here. Dighton just down the road.
5 minutes gone by. Dragons with a 6-point lead. Trojans trying to go inside. The ball is taken away.
4 turnovers already against Colby.
Van Etten goes to the right corner to Kramer. Kramer picks it up. Guarded by the jumping Guillory. Dragons get the ball around the horn. Left wing now to Tenney. Tenney holds high. Hits the cutting Van Etten. Van Aert from the post throws it back out to Kramer for three, no good. Offensive rebound to Tiana Kimbrough. The putback no good. And the battle for the rebound, last touch by the Blue Dragons.
Yeah, tough shot by Sarah. Did not have the backboard for her visual reference right there. Kimbrough with a good rebound, but it went up way too strong. Matter of fact, the ball just about hit the shot clock up above, but did not. Ends up being a miss and out of bounds to win.
The daughter of Colby's head coach, Antoine Scales, Maury Scales, the 5'10" sophomore out of Wichita, checks in for her first action. Shot 3 for 5 last time these two teams met in the sports arena back on January 26th. 9 to shoot from the left wing. Shot up, launched by Williams for three, no good. Rebounded by Sarah Kramer. Kramer nearly double dribbled with it, and now the officials say yes, she did. Turnover, Blue Dragons.
That's 4 turnovers against the Blue Dragons already. Also against Colby, they have 4, so.
Colby had 18 last time these two met. Dragons only had 10. Sarah Kramer, after a turnover, will foul the Colby Trojans, so she will come out.
That'll be her first. 3:59 to go in this first quarter of play. A 6-point lead right now for the Blue Dragons, but at the line will be Colby trying to cut into that lead.
Guillory back to the line, already 2 for 2 from there. Make it 3 for 3. Has all 6 of her team's points. Kelsey Brett checks in for Sarah Kramer. Guillory sets up her 4th free throw of the afternoon. It's good. 7 points for Caitlin Guillory.
All 7 that Colby has.
To the Blue Dragons 11. We're under 4 now in first quarter action. Schimmel goes right elbow to Kimbrough. Kimbrough guarded closely, too closely in fact, by Afia Vincent, who had both of her hands in the cookie jar that time. She picks up the personal.
Yeah, pretty physical right up against Kimbrough. Ball will go over to the Blue Dragons, though, the inbound, not a shooting situation.
Right side baseline, quick one for Van Aert. Got the ball back off the inbound, had her shot blocked in the middle of the paint. Dragons recover. Dragons will work offense with 20 to shoot. Right wing, Tenney. Tenney works it around up top to Brett. Brett dribbled in for the moment and kicked it out to Van Aert. Van Aert guarded by Scales, trapped in the lane. 10 to shoot. Ball works out to Tenney. Tenney, the little runner, on the inside. Can't get it to go, but got her own rebound. The Dragons have a fresh 30. Dragons will turn it over.
Yep, player control foul.
They called 3 seconds in the lane, but the shot clock had just reset. The whistle even came right before 3 seconds had come off the shot clock. It resets every time it touches the rim.
That's the 5th turnover against the Blue Dragons.
3:09 left in the first quarter of play. Dragons with a 4-point lead. Inside Williams had it batted away by Tiana Kimbrough. Van Aert, the 2-on-1 with Schimmel. Gets it to Schimmel on the left side, and Schimmel will put it in for her first 2 points.
Yeah, and good to see Milan get in transition right there. See how Kimbrough's going to be. She looks a little winded out there. Now they will get Roebuck into the lineup.
Dragons.
And Johnson will check in as well.
Dragons never trailed last time these two teams met. That game was tied for almost a minute and a half. Dragons led the other 38 and a half minutes of that contest. High dribble into the inside for Nairobi Pillars, and she puts it in for 2. Pillars missed 8 games, did not play the last time these two teams met, and makes her presence known early. Ball inside to Schimmel, back-to-back baskets, no. Didn't get it high enough off the backboard, and the Trojans come away with the rebound. Out of frustration, Schimmel pokes one away from Williams on the far sideline.
Pillars out of Atlanta, Georgia, like you said, did not play last time, and Tenney's going to check out now. And Colby inbounds.
Kayla Johnson, Dejanay Roebuck, Kelsey Brett, Milan Schimmel, Michaela Van Aert, all in there for the Blue Dragons and the Road Reds. As the Trojans work offense, right to left on your dial as you listen. Also as you watch on the Blue Dragon Sports Network. Grayson started inside, kicks it out. 5 to shoot now for Scales. Scales, the runner against 4 Dragon defenders, somehow got her own rebound, and Dejanay Roebuck finally pulls it away. That rebound is significant because it ties her with Kyrie Rogers on the all-time rebounding list in Blue Dragon history at 520.
Yeah, we have a foul on the floor at the opposite end. Kelsey Brett on the floor. Not a shooting situation. See who they whistle on the foul. They're going to get it on Guillory. That'll be her first. 14 fouls on Colby.
Far left side baseline inbound for Schimmel. wide open Dejanay Roebuck, but she went into the contact of Guillory and couldn't get the basket to go from the right side. Grayson speeds the other way. Runner from the baseline up too strong, and Michaela Johnson comes away with the rebound. 13-9 the score. Dragons on top. 1:25 left in the first quarter of play. Roebuck on the inside, didn't get the entry pass from Michaela Johnson, and the Dragons back it out. Ball goes right wing to Milan Schimmel. Will have a foul away from the ball. This will go against the Trojans, and the Dragons will head to the free throw line. Fillers, her first, team's fifth. And in the bonus, Dejanay Roebuck will go to the line to shoot two.
All the Colby Trojan fouls, only one apiece on Grayson, Guillory, Knight, Pillars, and Vincent. Spread them out.
Roebuck first free throw is good. Her first points of the contest.
Roebuck continues to climb up the all-scoring list for the Blue Dragons. I think she's in fifth place now.
Second free throw is up and good. Roebuck has two. Dragons up by 6. 1:14 left in the first, and for the first time since February 6th against Northwest Tech, we'll see Lauren Mapasua battling that clavicle injury. She's in the contest for the Blue Dragons. 5'9" freshman out of Queensland, Australia.
Out of Australia, like you said.
8 points, 3 rebounds last time these two played. She will guard the point guard, Amari Grayson. Grayson started to drive, but good defense by Mapasua made her back it out. Ball comes left wing in front of us to Guillory. In front of us and the Blue Dragon bench. Corner now with 10 to shoot, Afia Vincent. She's way too far away from the basket. Unsure what to do, gets it to Guillory. 4 to shoot, over to Grayson. Right wing, a two-pointer, just inside the three-point line. And Grayson knocks down the long two. Dragons with a 4-point advantage, 30 ticks left here in the first quarter. Roebuck goes right wing, throws it up to Johnson at the right elbow, and Vincent was caught hanging on to the left side of Johnson.
That's a pretty big one right there, because Vincent picks up her second. 6'4" out of Trinidad Tobago. At the line will be Johnson.
Johnson went 2 for 2 in her last game. Makes her first free throw here.
Michaela out of Crowley, Texas. Transfer in from this last year. Had 10 rebounds against Northwest Kansas Tech in the last quarter alone.
Typically makes the most of her minutes, has been getting more of them lately as the second free throw goes down. About a second differential between the game clock and shot clock as the Colby Trojans bring the ball across half court. Jordan Dixon out of Irving, Texas in there now for the Trojans. In the home whites, ball goes up top to Pillars. Works left side to Dixon. Dixon against Mapasua, closed off by Kramer. Still able to get the shot to go. 9 seconds for the Blue Dragons to get the ball across the timeline and set up a last shot. 4 to shoot. Mapasua goes left side. She'll take the left-hand runner. No good off the backboard. Didn't draw rim. And that's how the first quarter of action will close. Dragons lead it here in Colby, 17-13. We're back in 1 minute.
No time to fix breakfast? Just call us at Anchor Away 662-3100 and we'll have it ready for you. Choose from our selection of breakfast burritos, biscuits, or one of our 5 different complete breakfast plates. Breakfast from 7 to 10:30, Monday through Saturday. If you missed us for breakfast, we're here for lunch and dinner too. Pick up your favorite Mexican dinner or take some home for the family. We're open till 9. That's Anchor Away, drive-through, carry-out, and catering under the water tower at B&A Adams in Hutchinson, 662-3100.
Next Tech Wireless has plans for every lifestyle, including our new and improved Advanced Pay Plan. Get the nationwide coverage and data you want without a commitment. Plans start at $30 per month, and you can get unlimited everything for as low as $35 per month. Activate a new Advanced Pay Plan and receive a free Moto G4 Play. Or receive your first month free when you purchase a new phone or bring your own phone. 'Tis the season for savings. Visit Next Tech Wireless today. Certain restrictions apply.
The Blue Dragons of Hutchinson on top 17-13 after quarter number 1 here in the women's game. 3 o'clock start. Kind of hard to get used to that afternoon stuff, Darren. I've been calling it tonight, and I will continue to call it tonight because it's the mindset that I have. But a nice first quarter leading by 4, but Colby showing they're capable to hang with the Dragons.
Dragons had 5 turnovers in that first quarter of play, 10 in the entire game in the sports arena when these two met back at the tail end of January. Dragons with that 4-point lead. Trojans open up the half with the ball, or the quarter, I should say, with the ball. And dribbling the ball back out on offense is Mari Scales. Goes right side, picks up her dribble because Lauren Mapasua had Jordan Dixon cut off.
Yeah, she got poked in the eye. Scales did.
5 to shoot for Guillory. She goes right elbow. Shot up from 15. Rolls in for Michaela Bethel.
Her first basket.
Lead cut to 2. Dragons have Kramer, Tenney, Schimmel, Johnson, and Mapasua in the contest. 3 put up from the top by Kramer is no good. Rebounded by Michaela Bethel. Here come the Trojans. Dixon started to force the issue. Now pulls it back up at half court and gets instruction from her head coach, Antoine Scales. Scales in his first season, after a long history at Wichita South where he was the head coach of not only his daughter who's on this team, but the head coach of Blue Dragon sensation Kyrie Rogers. Ball goes right side to Bethel. Bethel dribbles in the paint from 12. Turnaround shot no good. Michaela Johnson pulls down the rebound. Outlet pass to Mapasua. Dragons with the 2-point lead. Minute and a half gone by in the second quarter. Left-hand shot by Mapasua no good. She's able to reestablish underneath the hoop and get her own rebound. Dragons have 15 to shoot because the ball didn't hit the rim. Coaches call out horns, so Mapasua will get the double screen up top on Dixon. Dixon unfazed, 5 to shoot. Ball goes left side to Tenney. Tenney turns it over. The 6th one for the Blue Dragons. She was looking for Johnson on the right block.
Johnson laboring a little bit. We got to see Jada Mickens. She did not start. Kimbrough started for her.
I have yet to see Jada Mickens in this contest. Right side goes Dixon.
Ooh.
Closed off by Mapasua. Ball works back around. Now it's at the left elbow for Bethel, and Bethel ties us up at 17.
4 points for Bethel. Back-to-back baskets by her in this quarter.
Working that free throw line. Hit one from the right elbow. That one from the left elbow. 7:40 left before the break. We're knotted up at 17 here in Colby. Dragons go up top to Schimmel. Schimmel, the left-handed 3, wide right. She'll battle for her own rebound and track it down in the right elbow. Dragons with the fresh shot clock. Mapasua inside to Johnson, and Johnson was held by Bethel.
Yeah, Bethel barely got a hold of her. Johnson would have scored easily if she didn't. So that saves the basket right there for Colby. Substitution, here comes Kimbrough in for Johnson, and also Milan Schimmel will take a seat. Vanette will check in, and Kramer will check out. Blue Dragons also substituted in Abby Ogle again.
Kashaylin Fusler and Tamia Mobley check in on the other side for the Trojans. Mapasua has to hurry to get it in, does. To the free throw line to Kimbrough. Kimbrough takes a couple of dribbles, goes through the contact of Bethel, and Kimbrough scores it for 2.
Back on top, Hutchinson 19-17.
7:13 left before halftime. Dixon works the ball right side to Fusler. Fusler guarded by Vanette. Fusler looking left side of the offense, gets it to Dixon on the left wing. Gets a step on Mapasua, blocked away on the inside by Kimbrough, rebounded by Bethel, and Bethel puts it back up for 2.
Yeah, Tenney taking out of position a little bit. She had a position inside, but right there was Bethel to put it up and in. She has all 6 of the points that Colby has in this quarter.
Bethel with the last 6, tied up now at 19, tied it up the last time at 17. As Michaela Vanette goes for a 3, yes. Her second 3 of the contest, Vanette has 8. Dragons with the 3-point lead. 3.5 gone by here in the second quarter of action. Darren Dunn, Glenn Grunwald alongside you on Country 102.9, KWBW. Also online on the Blue Dragon Sports Network. Guillory, guarded up top by Vanette, comes left wing to Dixon. Dixon for 3, and she'll tie us up. Dixon has her first 3 of the game.
Yeah, she's out of Keller, Texas. Good-looking sophomore right there. Knocked that one down. 22 all with 6 to go in the second.
Her 14th 3 on the season. Knotted up under 6 at 22. Dragons have that advantage to start this game, and lately Colby has been playing tighter.
3-second violation.
It goes. She said 23, so it's against Michaela Vanette.
Had a foot in the lane.
The last person you would expect to get caught in the lane that long. For those keeping track, same official who had the 3-second call quickly out of the refreshed shot clock. So she at least is watching for it. Colby for the lead. Three-pointer left short by Fusler, but Bethel pulls down the offensive rebound.
Brought it back out on the dribble and gave it off quickly outside to Dixon.
Dixon works inside the volleyball attack line. Comes left side, picked up now by Van Nett. Defender switch between Mapasua and Van Nett. And the Trojans nearly threw it away. Ogle got a hand in there, but got that hand on Fusler.
That'll be Ogle's first. Came in a little aggressive. Caught the wrong end of that one because Fusler's elbow then came up and caught Ogle, but the foul will go against Ogle now. They're trying to decide if that was a retaliation or not. The two officials are conferring out near midcourt. Ogle did not retaliate, although they came across. I think they're just trying to say, was that an on-purpose move or not on the offensive player? Long discussion, Darren. Sorting it all out and figuring out who it is. They're going to come over to the table now to explain. Foul's going to be called against. Yeah, it is going to be an unsportsmanlike against Fusler. So that she got an unsportsmanlike. So basically, Hutchinson will come down and Ogle will shoot free throws. So Ogle was the first one to make the contact and foul Fusler, but Fusler, they decided, retaliated with an aggressive elbow to the head.
Well, and she's trying to plead her case.
The fact that it came to the head's why.
Well, and she's trying to plead her case that she was just trying to move that elbow through after the action. You know, a lot of players get that confused.
A little twist.
With how you can use your elbows, right? It has to move with your body. If your elbows move independently of your body and your pivot, that's when officials will come get you, and that's exactly what happened in that case.
Now they're also explaining it to the book at the table. So now Abby Ogle will shoot free throws. She's a 75.7% free throw shooter on the year.
Rare situation to have the foul and then on you.
That's
and then
the first time I've seen that happen in that instance. I'm sure I've seen it happen before, just didn't pay attention to it. Ogle's free throws up and missing. Making her wait quite a bit down there while they explained it to the book and now to the head coach for Colby.
Second free throw also no good. So Ogle 2 for 4 from the line this afternoon.
It's a rarity.
And because it is the unsportsmanlike, Dragons will get a chance to inbound at half court.
Schummel comes in for Lauren Mapasua.
22s tied up here in Colby. Blue Dragons now with the ball. Cutting Schimmel, gets it from Kimbrough. Schimmel knocked to the ground and got the right-handed layup to go. Schimmel has 4.
Has a basket back in the first quarter, and this one right there. And lead is now 2 for the Dragons.
4:55 before the break. Dragons trying to extend that lead back at a 7-point lead early in this one. Ogle steals it away. Ogle on the break to Schimmel, and Schimmel was nearly tackled by Kashaylin Fusler.
That'll be Fusler's second, so we'll see if they make a move and put her on the bench to protect those fouls. And back to the line this time, though, will be, for the first time this afternoon, Milan Schimmel.
Colby has not led in this contest, but has tied us up a couple of times. Dragons' largest lead this afternoon by 6. That is now at 3 after the first Schimmel free throw.
Schimmel with 5 points.
Schimmel lines up the second one. Great rotation on her shot. And Schimmel has 6. Dejanay Roebuck will check back in. Keely Tenney will come out. Dragons have Schimmel, Van Nett, Roebuck, Kimbrough, and Ogle on the floor. Mickens suited. Did not start this one. First time she has not started this season. 4-point advantage for the Blue Dragons. 4.5 left before halftime. Jordan Dixon working the point against Milan Schimmel. 6 feet of difference. Ogle switches with Schimmel to take Dixon. Ball goes left corner to Bethel. Bethel puts on a pump fake against Kimbrough. Goes baseline. Had the ball blocked away out of bounds. It'll stay with the Trojans. 10 to shoot.
Inbounding will be the Trojans. His last touch by Kimbrough out of bounds.
Left side baseline for Dixon. And a foul will come from away from the ball.
Foul's going to be on Dejanay.
Dejanay Roebuck picks up her first. And the Trojans will get a fresh 30 to inbound. Had 10 before that foul. Now we'll have the full complement for the shot clock. Dixon the inbound, got it back in the far corner. Decided against the 3, gave it up to Bethel for 3. And Bethel, no good from distance. That's her first three-point attempt of the season. Quickly the other way, Desjardins Roebuck had the layup rattle out on her. Got her own rebound. The putback no good, but fouled on that next attempt for Desjardins Roebuck. And with those rebounds, she is now all alone at number 5 on the career rebounding list in Hutchinson Community College Blue Dragon history.
Keeps moving up that list.
And that's where Kyrie Rogers comes in again in this conversation. That's who she passes on that list. Williams fouls against her. Trojans will take a 30-second timeout. We're back in half a minute.
Hi, Brian Bobo, General Manager of Midwest Superstores. One huge question. Do you know how many pre-owned vehicles we have available? It's over 500 available in our huge inventory. We share our inventory with our other 4 locations. So if you see something at MidwestSuperstore.com online and want us to bring it in for you, we will at no charge. Unlike the big city chains, we bring it in at no charge. So come out and see us today at 1100 East 30th or online at MidwestSuperstore.com.
Welcome back to Colby, Kansas. 26-22, Dragons on top. Not a shooting situation, as that was only the 4th team foul. So Roebuck will not go to the line. They inbound it right side baseline.
Blue Dragons, after being tied up a couple of times in the second quarter, trying to build this lead back up. Had it at 6 in that first quarter of play. Ball goes in, right block to Kimbrough. Kimbrough back up to Roebuck. Ball works around the horn now. Far left side. That left wing for Ogle. 10 to shoot. Schimmel got the ball right side and runs the little two-man offense with Kimbrough, but Kimbrough couldn't get that left-handed shot to go from the left block. Trojans with a chance to cut back into this 4-point lead for the Blue Dragons. Jab step by Dixon, goes baseline left against Schimmel. Schimmel knows that she messed up defensively as Dixon gets on the board. 7 points now for Jordan Dixon. Dragons lead it by 2. 3 minutes and 20 seconds left in the second quarter. Kimbrough pulled up a tough shot, had it blocked by Pillars, and the Trojans come away with the ball. Trojans with a chance to tie or take the lead. Trojans have already hit a couple of threes in this contest. And that was the one bright spot for this team. Last time these two met, Trojans actually made 6 of 12 three-point attempts. Shot up left side baseline by Williams, partially blocked. And Abby Ogle comes away with it. Kicks the ball up high to Kimbrough. Kimbrough on the inside. It's the high-low pass to Roebuck. Roebuck back out to Van Ett. Swings it left wing to Ogle. 3 is no good. Battle for the rebound, mainly between a couple of Trojans. And the Blue Dragons come away with it all the way to the basket. Picking up the loose ball and heading to the lane was Michaela Van Ett. Van Ett took the foul and won.
Yeah, Van Ett barely got it up over the rim. Actually, 2 Colby players and a Blue Dragon were down prone on the floor, and she was able to, Desjardins Roebuck got to it and was able to get it to Van Ett, and she drove inside. Now she'll shoot 1. The foul was charged against Pillars. Pillars picks up her 2nd.
Van Ett with 10, chance to make it 11 off the back iron. And the Dragon lead will sit at 4.
Hutchinson struggling a little bit with the rim down at that. Always trying to figure out what direction that is, the east side of the gymnasium here.
With as much fog and
snow
as we saw on the way up, it's easy to get turned around. 2 minutes and 15 seconds left before the half. Dragons up 28-24. Ball goes right wing to Mobley. Mobley wants a long 3 over the top of Kimbrough, no good, and Ogle is content to let it bounce out of bounds on the baseline.
Only one more year will they play basketball here in the Community Civic Center, as they will be building their own facility out by the college, which is located out by I-70. So, long time they have played this game here for the college has, as well as the high school plays their Orange and Black Classic here. Part of it.
Dragons work the ball offensively. Van Ett on the inside to Roebuck. Roebuck, great position against Bethel, and Roebuck has 4.
It's their first basket, however. 2 free throws to go along with the basket there.
Roebuck had 18 points and 6 rebounds. A couple of blocks to go with it last time the Blue Dragons played the Trojans. Bethel nearly has the ball taken away. Recovers back up near the volleyball attack line and gives it off barely to Sia Williams to avoid the 5 count. Williams has 3 to shoot. Guarded left side baseline by Van Ett. Shot up no good. And coming away running is Abby Ogle.
Foul from behind is going to be the call. It's going to be probably between Van Ett and also Williams. And I think they're going to whistle it on Williams.
It is her second. And this will be an unsportsmanlike. So the officials that got together and talked about an unsportsmanlike foul earlier, the same official for those keeping track who has called the 3-second lane violations.
And Hutchinson will shoot free throws.
Has now stayed with her call.
I thought it was Van Ness. It's going to actually be Dejanay, or was it?
Yeah, Dejanay will shoot him, but the reason that she's going with that is because it came away from the basket. Well, the foul, as far as the unsportsmanlike goes, came away from the play.
But I thought it was between Van Ness and Williams on the two that were jostling a little bit. There's free throw by Dejanay.
Roebuck 3 for 3 from the line, now has 5. Second free throw is up and also good.
Darren, a little insight to that last play that Colby had. Schimmel did a good job of knocking the ball and trying to go for it away. It pulled it clear out close to half court, and he really didn't get a good shot out because of that defensive effort by Schimmel.
For the second time, the Dragons will inbound from half court. Dragons with their largest lead of the contest at 8. 32-24 the score. 70 seconds left before halftime, and Schimmel is guarded closely right in front of the Colby Trojan bench by the daughter of Colby's head coach, Mari Scales, and Scales will pick up her first.
Bonus situation now for the Blue Dragons as Schimmel steps to the line.
Schimmel already with 6. First free throw is nothing but the bottom.
Of what?
The net. Fourth free throw attempt.
You're one of those nothing but the bottom guys, aren't you?
And that one's no good. Offensive rebound by Kimbrough. Kimbrough, the putback is good. She has 6. Yeah, I figure most people know that's what you're talking about.
Memphis, Tennessee, Kimbrough, and there's a technical foul now called on the Colby bench. And we'll go down and shoot another one.
It's one of those situations where you tell your players, all right, we figure out how the game is being called. We calm ourselves down. We adjust to the way it's called. In this one, Antoine Scales, ever since that first unsportsmanlike, it built into that second unsportsmanlike, and you could tell he was very frustrated.
Well, we've had a total of 3 now. This one's, of course, on the bench.
And because he wouldn't let it go, the officials finally popped him. Van Ness goes to the line. Missed one there earlier after her and one. This one is good. Van Ness with 11.
Pretty good first half for Van Ness. 1 minute to go in this half of play.
Second free throw is good. Van Ness has 12. Dragons with their largest lead at 13. And just 1 minute left before the half. Antoine Scales still talking with the official who gave him the technical. He needs to be careful because this is how you pick up the second one. We go to the point of interruption. Trojans will inbound in front of the scorer's table. As the Dragons fall back defensively.
Van Ness with 12 points. Her high this year was against Central Christian JV way back in November with 19. And a couple 14-point outings as well. Zone defense now by the Blue Dragons.
2-3 look by Hutchinson. It's Brett, Kimbrough, Tenney, Schimmel, and Van Ness. Schimmel and Van Ness working the elbows of the free throw line. Scales goes inside to Bethel. Tries to dribble around Kimbrough. Kimbrough got a piece of it, pulls down the rebound. Schimmel brings the ball across half court, sees Tenney running down the lane and couldn't quite find her. Tenney couldn't get a handle in the paint. Dragons throw it away.
Tough turnover right there by the Blue Dragon ladies.
8 now for Hutchinson. Had only 10 first time these two met. Ball goes left corner, Guillory. Back up left wing to Williams, back to Guillory, working against that 2-3 zone by the Dragons. 2 seconds between game clock and shot clock. 10 to shoot now for the Trojans. Williams started inside the paint, backed out, goes back in again. The runner off the backboard, no good. Rebounded by Tenney. Tenney, the outlet to Schimmel. 3 to shoot. She's at half court. Left side of the lane, now left elbow. The runner at the buzzer is no good. We'll go into halftime that way. The Dragons lead at 37-24 over the Trojans of Colby. We're back to give you the numbers in 2 minutes.
If your vacuum is on its last leg, Donna Pitcher, the Bag Lady, has more great news. Donna has bought out the inventory of another Panasonic dealer and is passing the incredible savings on to you. Panasonic vacuums are the standard for many, and right now, get a top-of-the-line Panasonic Performance vacuum for only $199.95. That's the lowest price on a new Panasonic vacuum Donna has ever offered. A new Panasonic vacuum delivered free for only $199.95. These prices won't last, and neither will these vacuums. Call the Bag Lady at 663-4322 or text vacuums to just text it.
Basketballs are bouncing and crowds are cheering. Your best offense during cold and flu season is a good defense. Drink plenty of liquids, get plenty of rest, and keep your hands sanitized. If a bug still manages to get you, Ashcraft Pharmacy, your local Health Mart pharmacy, has over-the-counter medications that can help. Or if you need a prescription, we offer free mail-out, free delivery, or call ahead for our handy curbside service. Go Dragons! From Ashcraft Pharmacy in the Hart Shopping Center, South Hutchinson, and Health Mart, caring for you and about you.
Your life is busy. Are you ready to open an account, apply for a loan, check your balances, make a transfer, deposit a check, pay bills? With electronic banking from The First, you can now take care of all your mini banking needs from the comfort of your home or office. Anytime, anywhere, 24/7. Visit fnbhutch.bank to get started. First National Bank of Hutchinson, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
HCC Sports is brought to you by the Sportscaster Club members, Portfolio Recovery Associates, Dr. Robert F. of the Hutchinson Clinic, Barkley Plumbing, Vernon Chiropractic Center, Tim and Gina Ritter, along with Brian Strange of the Green Vision Group, Sutton Kaufman Transmission Service, Wade Patton Insurance, A&A Builders, Bold Office Shares, Mega Manufacturing, MAYB, Mid-America Youth Basketball, Lowen Corporation, Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, and by Mann, Wyatt, and Rice, LLC. These Sportscaster Club members help provide funds for HCC scholarships.
Well, we talked a lot about the medicine shop, and it's time for the medicine shop in-game capsule. Rusty talks about them a lot. He uses them, so do I, and they're just a great organization. One of the great small businesses in Hutchinson, located at 14th and Main in Hutchinson, in the great city of Hutchinson. And tell you what, compound pharmacy, good over-the-counter products, good, decently priced products. Also, their dollar wall is outstanding. They deliver. Great service. If you have a question about any of your pharmaceuticals, they're not too big to take the time to talk to you. And like I said, they will compound. A lot of people don't know what a compound pharmacy is. That would be if it was a pill form only medication that you need to have it in a liquid. They can do that for you, or possibly to even change the dosage a little bit. If it's a 7.5 milligram and you really need a 6 milligram and only comes in 5 and 7.5. They can do that as well as Brett Ballman. He's a compound pharmacist. They're just a good little White Castle. They did a great job there. The over-the-counter products are outstanding as well. Pain products, we haven't talked about some of their pain products, but they have several different items that help with arthritis and all those good things. The Medicine Shop, 14th and Main in Hutchinson. Great supporters of athletics and other programs in the great city of Hutchinson. Right now, 37-24. Darren, was a situation where it was a close ball game, and all of a sudden, a lot of the player control fouls and unsportsmanlike fouls kind of mounted up on Colby, and all of a sudden, Hutchinson hit some free throws, got some baskets, and you're sitting at 37-24 right now at halftime with a little bit of a buffer, so to speak. What are your thoughts on the first half play?
Yeah, you had those two unsportsmanlikes, and you had that one technical that goes against the head coach, Antoine Scales. I think if you're Antoine, you have to say, okay, part of that is my fault. The Trojans were actually tied 3 times in that first half against the Blue Dragons. That all happened in the second quarter. You remember Michaela Bethel had those 3 possessions where she had 6 quick points, and suddenly the Dragons were tied up in a tight game and come away with that 13-point lead at halftime. So if you're Colby, you got to go back to what you were doing before you started getting frustrated by the way the game was being called.
Also, you look at Hutchinson, they were 6 out of 6 from the foul stripe in the first quarter play. Game time now, they're 13 out of 17, so they missed a few there, but out-rebounding Colby 22-13. That's big right there. Paints in the point. Well, you can tell Hutchinson taking it inside. 18 points compared to Colby's 6. And points off the turnovers, though, Colby leading that category 6-4. Leading scorer is Michaela Van Epp. She has a couple trays to go along with 2 for 3 free throw shooting, 4 for 5 for the field, 12 total points. After that, the closest one to her is Schemmel with 7. And Schemmel actually had a chance at the buzzer right there, was not able to get it to drop. Also, Roebuck with 6 points. Kimbrough with 6 points as well after her first start. Abiogo with 2 total points and assist to her credit as well. And others scoring. Tia Bradshaw popped out trouble real early. She has 2 points in the contest. Makeda Johnson getting 5 minutes played after coming off the injury with 2 points to her credit. High rebounder with 5 is Kimbrough. Kimbrough on her way to a double-double if she keeps it up. She has 6 total points and 5 rebounds. For the Colby Trojans, nobody scoring more than 7 points. 7 apiece for Dixon and Guillory. They each had 7 apiece. Guillory, Jordan Dixon was 3 for 4 from the field, 1 for 1 from outside the arc. Well, Guillory was 4 for 4 from the free throw line. Also had a trade, 1 out of 2, and one other. That was her other basket that she had. 6 points also for Bethel off the bench, as well as scoring for Colby was Pillars with 2 points and 2 points for Grayson. And again, only 13 rebounds for the Colby Trojans, 9 of those defensive. Hutchinson with 22 total rebounds, 14 of those defensive, and 8 offensive rebounds. Assists even for the Blue Dragons and turnovers at 8 apiece. And assists for Colby 2, and turnovers with 4 for the Colby Trojans. So Hutchinson's turned the ball over more, but taking advantage when the opportunity was there. Hutchinson really did not shoot well in the first quarter, 38.5. Kicked it up to 42.9 and now 40.7 for the game. That's the difference. Better shooting in the second quarter, took advantage of free throws, took advantage of mismatches that they had going down earlier. That is the Medicine Shop in-game council. We're going to take a 2-minute timeout, come back and talk a little bit about next week because there's lots of activities going on at Hutchinson Community College around the area as well. Some sporting action taking place. A lot of high school games starting with sub-state just around the corner. So right here it's 37-24. I'm Glenn Grunwald, joined by Darren Dunn. We'll be back with more from Colby, Kansas in 2 minutes.
For over 15 years, Erickson Custom Building has designed, built, and remodeled homes and commercial projects in central Kansas. Whether you're looking to replace a deck, wanting to build an addition, or remodel your kitchen, our customers receive individualized attention, quality craftsmanship, and exceptional customer service from start to finish. Erickson Custom Building offers new construction and remodeling services in addition to commercial and insurance projects. Visit our website today at ericksoncustombldg.com.
The Hutch Medicine Shop and the Hutch Blue Dragons have a lot in common. In addition to our logos both being blue, all 3 pharmacists at the Medicine Shop graduated from HCC. Rick Stone in 1984, Brent Bauman in 2001, and Lacey Stone in 2007. In fact, the Medicine Shop has employed over a dozen HCC students over the past 15 years who are now Kansas pharmacists. The Medicine Shop and the Blue Dragons working together as one team.
Parking lots and driveways can be expensive to install. This is Derek Fees. Let APAC Kansas Shears Division help you properly maintain these investments. Patching, crack filling, sealing, and striping are just some of the services we provide. Call APAC today at 620-662-2112. Are you tired of your dusty or muddy driveway? APAC Kansas Shears Division is here to help. This is Derek Fees. Call us and ask us about our asphalt millings. If you are a do-it-yourselfer, arrange for pickup or delivery at your convenience. Call APAC today at 620-662-2112.
Tax reform impacts virtually every tax return this year. That means yours, too. If you're wondering what that means for you and your refund, but don't want to spend hours reading the tax code, head over to H&R Block. No one knows tax reform better than Block. Their tax pros will help you find every credit and deduction available, so you get every dollar you deserve. Because wouldn't you rather spend more time thinking about what to do with your maximum refund and less time figuring out what a TCJA qualifying eligible dependent is? Hint, it's your kid. In person or online, Block has your back.
Visit H&R Block in Hutchinson, Lyons, and Ellsworth.
Welcome back to Colby, Kansas. We're at the Community Center downtown. They're going to build a new facility, Darren, starting on it, I believe, next year. There'll be one more year in this Grand Community Civic Center, which primarily the college uses. The high school used to use it, and then they built the high school has a new gymnasium where they play primarily their games, but they also do have a few, and I think they have some wrestling matches and some other things that take place here in this Civic Center. But it'll be nice for Colby Community College to get their own facility.
Well, that and maybe get you some more space on the sidelines and the baselines. I mean, you look at the sideline where we are, where press row is, and the benches are. You have steps that players can run into. I've seen that I saw that all through a lot of the high schools we played in here in Kansas. You try as best you can to cover those things up and get them padded, and inevitably they become a danger zone. And then you go to the baselines, and not only do you have the wall just 2 or 3 feet beyond the baseline, you have those pillars that allow for that wall to jut out just a little bit in some of those places. So it'd be nice for them to get more space and maybe have room on the opposite sideline, because on the opposite sideline where we are now, it is the stage.
Mike Sadler is the athletic director. He's originally from Colby. He was the athletic director at Neosho College, and the opportunity came for him to come back home, and he, as the athletic director here, is doing a fine job. He's also Region 6 director as well. Other games that are taking place this afternoon, there's a couple afternoon games, Dodge City and Garden City. We'll try to run a score down on that one here in just a little bit. Pratt is at Northwest Kansas Tech, just up the road at Goodland. That was a 3 o'clock tip-off, and I'm not sure if that was 3 o'clock Mountain or if it was 3 o'clock Central Time. We'll try to check on that. And Seward for the big game tonight at Barton. So Barton on their home court, they're pretty dangerous. Both the guys and the gals, for that matter. That starts at 5:30. Barton and Colby. Barton will be out here on Monday with Colby at a 5:30 start, as that's a makeup game from the 11th. And also Northwest Kansas Tech and Garden City going at it as well. Garden City beat the Dodge City women 56-50. So Garden City getting a win over the Dodge City women, and that on the women's side of the bracket makes it a little bit interesting, because those two, Dodge had a game lead, actually 2-game lead, well, a game in the loss column on them. So Dodge now 8-11. Garden is now 7-11. And of course, Dodge City will have to travel, or Garden City will host, that is, Northwest Kansas Tech on this coming Monday to even some things out there. So the win by Garden City over the Dodge City women, 56-50 this afternoon. Here it is 37-24, Blue Dragons on top. Lots of action coming up. Homecoming will be happening on Wednesday, so a lot of activities at Hutchinson Community College this week regarding and associated with homecoming. But then also, you want to come to the arena on Wednesday night. Number one, it's the last home game. That's your season tickets, your all-sports tickets, and everything like that will get you into the arena. But also, they're going to be honoring the fine sophomores that we have had for the last 2 years, both men and women, and also a send-off for Rusty Hills, who's finishing his 50th year of broadcasting Hutchinson Community College basketball games. He'll also have some high school games going on Monday and Tuesday, but stop by the arena on Wednesday night. That'll be taking place at halftime of the men's game. 37-24 here, Darren. Got a lot of work to get done yet in the second half of play. We're just going to take a 2-minute timeout and give us a little bit opportunity to come back and talk about this second half. 37-24, Hutch on top. We'll be back in 2.
The Roby family name has always been connected to serving the Hutchinson community, and you can expect the same kind of high-quality service when you visit Roby Family Flooring. They believe you deserve to be treated like family, so they've invested in their own talented and trustworthy installers to lay your floors. No outside contractors will ever knock on your door if Roby works for you. Let them show you their expansive selection of name brand flooring and trust your home to the best. Roby Family Flooring, 325 North Main, Hutchinson.
We understand. You can't plan ahead for an illness or injury, yet you'd really like same-day treatment. That's why Prairie Star offers walk-in clinic services with a responsive medical staff to care for you and your family.
P.S. We want to be your medical home.
Welcome to Prairie Star Health Center and Walk-In Clinic, whether you have insurance or not. 30th and K61 in Hutchinson.
We all like to save money when and where we can, right? You can do that every day at Salt City Pawn and Jewelry. Hi, this is owner Paul Phillips inviting you to stop in and say hi to our friendly staff. And while you're here, check out over 3,000 square feet of great merchandise priced at outstanding values. We don't have to offer huge sale prices for one day only when we do that on a daily basis. Save big over retail prices on firearms, electronics, guitars and amps, name brand tools, video games, jewelry, and more. See us at 916 East 4th and Hutch, just east of 4th and Severance. We're proud to be alumni and supporters of all Blue Dragon athletics.
HCC Sports is brought to you by the Sportscaster Club members, Portfolio Recovery Associates, Dr. Robert Epp of the Hutchinson Clinic, Barkley Plumbing, Vernon Chiropractic Center, Tim and Gina Ritter, along with Brian Strange of the Green Vision Group, Sutton Kaufman Transmission Service, Wade Patton Insurance, A&A Builders, Bold Office Shares, Mega Manufacturing, MAYB, Mid-America Youth Basketball, Lowen Corporation, Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, and by Mann, Wyatt, and Rice, LLC. These Sportscaster Club members help provide funds for HCC scholarships scholarships.
We're in the second half of play. Dragons open up the quarter with the ball, and Michaela Van Nett dribbles off her ankle into the Blue Dragon bench. It is the 9th turnover for Hutchinson Community College. Only had 10 when these two teams met in the sports arena tail end of January. So 15 seconds gone by, 1 turnover. Dragons up by 13. Trojans work the ball offensively against Van Nett, Kimbrough, Roebuck, Ogle, and Bradshaw. Dragons start the same way in this second half. Kimbrough nearly knocked one away from Vincent. Vincent able to get a gather on it, and Williams has it with 8 to shoot. Left wing dribbles against Van Nett. Pulls up from 15, no good. Rebound to Dejanay Roebuck. Number 5 now on the all-time list in Blue Dragon history for rebounding. It's Ogle on the inside, takes the body contact in the restricted zone, and give her the basket. Abby Ogle is headed to the line for 1.
And she has 4 points now, 2 free throws to go along with that basket right there. Good move by Ogle. She knew she's going to have contact, but had enough to draw the foul and kiss it off the glass down and through. 39-24 Hutch on top. To shoot 1, Ogle.
Started with her first 2 free throws dropping. Has now missed her last 3. Missed those 2 unsportsmanlike free throws she was able to take. So now she's 0 for 3 in her last 3 shots at the charity stripe. A minute gone by in the third quarter. Dragons with their largest lead now at 15. Right wing, Williams holds high. Goes up top to Vincent at 6'4". Nowhere near where you want her to be. Dixon goes on the inside and is able to get the shot up against Kimbrough, and good.
Yeah, Dixon has a total of 9 points now.
Scored 15 last time these two teams met. Ball goes left wing to Van Nett. Up top to Roebuck. Can she hit a 3? No. Van Nett so far the only Blue Dragons to knock down a tray. She has 2 of them. And the Trojans will work offensively. It's Dixon passing by Bradshaw into the body contact of Roebuck. Shot no good. And the Dragons pull it away. Kimbrough goes ahead to Bradshaw. Bradshaw right corner to Ogle. Ogle looking for the trail of Kimbrough. Gets it to her. Kimbrough 1 dribble from the free throw line. Gets by Vincent and is able to take the 2 steps and lay it in for 2.
Yes.
Dragons lead at 41-26. Timeout on the floor. We're back in 30 seconds.
This is Carter Fowle, president of Hutchinson Community College. I invite you to join us this winter as the proud tradition of Blue Dragon men's and women's basketball continues at the historic Hutchinson Sports Arena. Both teams are favorites in the tough Jayhawk Conference, so you won't want to miss any of the action. Find the schedule at BlueDragonSports.com, like us on Facebook, and follow Blue Dragon Sports on Twitter. As always, go Blue Dragons.
Well, Kimbrough 3 times in a row now has went over on the left side. Seeing something on that left side, Darren, and finding a full path to the basket. Good for 2.
Shows you that length, able to take just 1 dribble and those 2 steps to get to the rim from the free throw line. Covers that distance quickly with that 6'4" frame. Kimbrough got her first start today on the season. Missed a 3-game stretch to injury, so missed the last time these two teams met. Guillory, the runner from the right block, no good. Rebounded by guess who? Kimbrough. Ball ahead to Ogle. Inside the paint, a dribble by Roebuck, and Roebuck sends it through for 2.
Roebuck now with 8 points. Nice pass coming from Ogle. Nice pass also up the court coming from the Blue Dragons.
2.5 minutes gone by here in the third quarter. Dragons lead at 43-26. It is Blue Dragon basketball on Hutchinson's Country Station, Country 102.9 KHUT. KWBW, where Hutchinson comes to talk, 1450 AM and 98.5 FM. Abby Ogle, the steal. She wants to take it all the way. She does. Right-handed layup, and Ogle has 6.
Yeah, Ogle with 6 points to her credit. Just 2 off of her average of 8.
19-point advantage for the Blue Dragons. 3 minutes gone in the third. Bethel sets up the screen, rolls, but Williams couldn't find her. She had the double team put on by the Dragons, Van Nett and Kimbrough. Bethel in the left corner, had to pick it up against Kimbrough. 7 to shoot, dumps it off to Williams, and Williams on the way up from that left side.
Could have been Ogle. Might be Ogle. Let's check it. Nope, it's going to be called against Van Nett. That is only her first. 6:51 to go in the third. Hutchinson with a nice lead of 45-26.
Williams and the Trojans bailed out as the shot clock was expiring. Williams, the first Trojan to go to the line. since Guillory. Guillory the only one to shoot so far. Guillory went 4 for 4. Williams now the first miss from the charity stripe for Colby. Abby Ogle comes out. Milan Schimmel into the contest for the Blue Dragons. Mari Scales steps in for the Colby Trojans. Williams, second free throw. Rattles out. Rebounded by Dejanay Roebuck. Outlet pass to Bradshaw. Bradshaw goes right wing. Sends it up top to Roebuck. Roebuck too high, looking inside for Kimbrough, and threw it out of bounds on the baseline.
Yeah, just a little bit out of her reach, so it ends up being a Dragon turnover, which that's one category they're not proud to lead in. They were at 8-8 at halftime. A couple turnovers in this early part of this third period of play, but in control 45-26 over the Colby Trojans.
Turnover category, the worst category for the Blue Dragons, who are typically in the conference anywhere from 1 to 4 in the major statistical categories. Trojans get the ball into the hands of Scales. Scales with 8 to shoot, guarded up high by Van Etten. Goes corner to Dixon. Dixon dribbles by Bradshaw and threw it away. Kimbrough got a hand on it. Van Etten comes away with it. She's across the timeline inside the paint. No one will stop her as she dumps it off to Kimbrough. Kimbrough the turnaround no good. Dixon the rebound, and Kimbrough reached in for her first foul.
It was just one of those silly reach-ins right there as Colby had control of the basketball and was going to bring it up. 6:04 to go in the third. 45-26 Hutchinson.
Amari Grayson, 5'3" freshman out of Wichita, called upon to run the point for the Colby Trojans. Just over 4 minutes gone by here in the third. Dragons the 19-point lead. Scales backing down against Schimmel, brings it back out. Now wants to try Schimmel to the paint again. Help defense by Roebuck, and Scales will go to the free throw line. They'll get Roebuck with the foul. I take it back. They got Schimmel first.
On the personal. That'll be her first. Your alma mater's up big at halftime, Darren. Kansas 43, West Virginia, ready for this? 16.
First free throw is good. That's good to hear because, as you know, another in-state team is leading the Big 12 conference currently. I guess if it were to go to someone else after all these years, we might as well keep it in-state. But
Scales' free throw is good.
A lot of work to do. Second one is good as well. Scales her first 2 points of the game. 5:45 left in the third. Dragons lead at 45-28. Had its largest lead at 19 moments ago. Bradshaw goes right side, sees an opening against Knight. Can she get the basket? No. Going from the right block. Took the contact of Kiara Knight and just barely did not finish that one. First trip to the line for Bradshaw. First free throw is good. She has 3.
Bradshaw got that quick basket, then got 2 quick fouls, got herself into foul trouble, had to sit a lot of the first half.
Second free throw is good. Bradshaw has 4. Dragons have 47. 47-28 the lead. 4.5 minutes gone by here in the third quarter of action. Knight holds the ball high against Van Etten, works it across the horn. Comes back to Knight. Dragons fall back into that 2-3 zone. Knight had it knocked away. Last touch by Schimmel on the baseline.
There's an idea how quick she picked up those fouls. She only played 3 minutes in that first half of play for Bradshaw.
14 on the shot clock. Trojans will inbound from the right side baseline. Here's a foul away from the ball. Before the inbound, Keely Tenney picked up the personal.
That'll be her first.
We saw that in the first half as well, so the Trojans will inbound with a fresh 30. Won't use any of it as the quick inbound goes to Nairobi Pillars, and Pillars on the way up is fouled by Tia Bradshaw.
And Tia will pick up her third, so we'll see if Coach makes a move or not.
Nairobi Pillars missed 8 games, one of those the game against the Blue Dragons in the sports arena. She's been seeing more minutes lately and knocks down her 17th free throw of the season, just a 52% free throw shooter.
2 points to her credit.
Second free throw started to come out and goes down for Pillars.
Cuts the lead to 47-30 now. The lead is 17 for the Blue Dragons.
Dragons go high to Tinney. Tinney straight away three. Left it short. Schimmel tracks it down at the free throw line. The runner from the right side, and Schimmel puts it in for two.
She has 9. I think she was expecting some pressure when she started to lay that up, and nobody came out to contest her. It basically was a long-arm layup.
Dribble until they stop you. Stop you, they did not. And the Dragons have a 49-30 lead. Back to its largest. 4:46 left. Shot up by the Trojans, no good. Taken away by the Blue Dragons. Vanette, 2-on-2 break. Can Tinney score again? No. But she was fouled by Pillars. And Glenn, at halftime, we were talking about how close that wall is underneath the basket. And Tinney just ran into it and knocked herself down.
She ran into the pillar and the wall right there. Great pass by Vanette. She threaded a needle like a no-look, like a Mahomes pass. But she hit that pillar hard.
Are you ready for this? Because she ran into two pillars, right? Nairobi Pillars, the player, and then the pillar on the wall. First free throw almost came out. Caught the backboard, though, on the way back up and goes in.
You need to get more sleep.
Tinney.
You know that?
I wouldn't argue that.
Tinney's smiling a little bit. She's okay. She'll shoot this second one. 50-30. The lead is 20 by the Blue Dragons.
It's the difference between pillar with an A and pillar with an E, as Tinney knocks down the second free throw as well. Michaela Johnson checks in for the Blue Dragons. Dragons with the largest lead of the contest now at 21, with just over 4.5 left in the third.
Johnson checks in. Kimbrell takes a seat.
Jordan Dixon runs the baseline. Gets the ball in that left corner, guarded by Tinney. Goes high, dumps inside. Backing down Mobley, kicks it back out. 13 to shoot. Right wing, Williams. Touch pass inside. Got it to Pillars. Pillars couldn't get the shot to go. And Johnson tracks it down in the corner. Bradshaw brings the ball up. Wide open, left corner. Schimmel for three. Yes. Milan Schimmel now with 12. And now the only other Blue Dragon to knock down a three-pointer. She joins Michaela Vanette. 24 points now the lead for the Blue Dragons. It's under 4 left here in the third. Trojans working against this zone defense put on by the Blue Dragons. Ball goes left corner, Scales. Scales the long two. Just barely caught the backside of the rim, and Schimmel was waiting for the rebound. Pushes the ball up the floor. Trojans fall back. A lot of the Trojans, you can tell, a little bit winded at this point. Dragons could take advantage. Bradshaw looks inside, left block to Johnson. Johnson goes to work. It's 24 on 24, and Johnson gets the best of Tamia Mobley.
Yeah, you're referring to the numbers. There's a long pass the other way and a turnover against Colby. Nice job by Michaela Johnson. She set it up nicely, used her body, used the glass. I like it when the big kids use the glass, and she did a good job. Now, she's really laboring physically because she was in a boot for, about 10 days and did not get to work out. And trips up and down the court. It's a little hard on her.
Missed 5 games this season with that injury. Dragons up by 26, trying to add to it. Cross-court pass from Schimmel to the right block to Bradshaw. Did not find the intended target. And the Blue Dragons follow up a Colby turnover with a turnover of their own.
Yeah, Bradshaw kind of tiptoeing out of bounds and came back in. You can't do that. Turnover against Hutchinson.
Sia Williams guarded by Tia Bradshaw. Kind of a 1-3-1 look put on by the Blue Dragons. Ball goes corner to Afia Vincent. At 6'4", it's amazing to see how often she is 23 feet away from the basket. Right corner, ball goes to Dixon. Dixon three rolls off. Johnson comes away with the rebound. Ahead to Schimmel. Now left corner to Vanette. Vanette dribbled right into Mari Scales. And Scales will pick up her second personal.
Hutch will continue to have the basketball, leading at 56-30.
Largest lead for the Dragons. Trojans did tie this up 3 times in that second quarter of play. After a couple of unsportsmanlike fouls and a technical by head coach Antoine Scales, Dragons have been able to methodically pull away. Johnson sets a screen at the free throw line. Dragons don't use it, but she'll get the ball into the right block. Turnaround is good, this time against Afia Vincent.
Nice job by Johnson inside. 6 points for the young lady out of Crowley, Texas.
So with 2 minutes left in the third, the lead is 28. Blue Dragons on top of the Trojans of Colby. Dixon running the point. Guarded by Bradshaw. Dragons now in a man-to-man defense. Vincent works the ball up Top to Guillory. Guillory, since scoring a flurry of points in that first quarter, has been quiet, and she's stifled that time by a Michaela Johnson block.
Johnson went down hard.
That's the you're referring to. Kind of turned that ankle perhaps on the way down. So Sarah Kramer will check in. Johnson will stay in and shake it off. And Michaela Van Nett will come out. Left side, baseline inbound. Goes to Williams, and Williams will knock down the triple from the left wing. Her first points of the game. It's 58-33. Dragons on top. 1:38 left in the third. So Colby timeout. We're back in 30 seconds.
ARCAT is now part of a regional transportation partnership with Sedgwick County Transportation and Wichita Transit. We are working together to provide rides to Wichita and back on Tuesdays. Wichita Transit has fixed route and paratransit service available within the city. Round trip costs range between $19 and $27. Advanced registration with ARCAT is required. ARCAT is first come, first served general public transportation. Call 694-2913 for details.
Williams desperately needed that three. She was 0 for 7 from the floor in the first half, 0 for 3 from beyond the arc until knocking down that triple. And it closes that lead back just a touch. Dragons up by 25. Minute and a half left here in the third quarter. In the Colby Community Building, Darren Dunn and Glenn Grunwald alongside you. Dragons with 12 to shoot, won't get a chance. Michaela Van Nett caught in the lane. That's the third 3-second lane violation this game. All three from the same official. We'll actually get it against Keely Tenney.
Tenney's the one that was caught in the lane.
So the Trojans will work offensively. Left wing, ball goes to Dixon. Dixon wants to try the baseline against Schimmel. Dumped the ball off at the last second to Kiara Knight, and Knight knocks it in for two, her first of the game.
Yeah, she's out of Hobbs, New Mexico. That's her first.
Under a minute left in the third. Kramer gets the ball up top, swings it left wing to Tenney. Tenney back across to Kramer. Kramer wants to drive, dumps it off last second after drawing the double team. Johnson from the left block. She was blocked, gets her on rebound, and falling to the ground against Vincent, gets it to go.
Heck of a shot by Michaela Johnson. As she was going down, she has 8.
12-second differential between game clock and shot clock as we close out the third quarter. Williams trying to add to her point total. She does. A little bit going for Williams as she gets that left side runner to go through the contact of Tia Bradshaw. Bradshaw picks up her fourth, and Williams now has 5 after hitting that triple moments ago.
Yeah, she will step to the line to shoot that one. Bradshaw with her, like you indicated, her fourth personal. Free throw toss.
Williams now 1 for 3 from the line with 6 points. Dragons have a dark shot clock and 22 seconds to work with on the game clock to close out the third. Kramer left wing, guarded by Knight. Up top to Tenney. Tenney looking to swing it to the other side of the court. Does not. We'll bring it back to Kramer. 8 to shoot. Johnson inside. Gets the entry pass from Kramer. Johnson goes to work against Vincent, and she gets the up and under. Johnson has 10, and that's how the third quarter will come to a close. Dragons lead it here in Colby, 62-38. We're back in 1 minute.
Just as the Hutchinson Blue Dragons athletics are a tradition, so is the Anchor Inn in downtown Hutchinson. Whether you plan lunch or dinner or even take out for home, the Anchor Inn is a great family restaurant that you are sure to enjoy. Order off their great menu or take advantage of the Anchor Inn's awesome buffet. You'll make a great choice either way. The Anchor Inn is also a great spot to meet up with old friends and acquaintances because everyone goes to the Anchor. That's the Anchor Inn at 128 South Main in Hutchinson, proud supporters of Hutchinson Blue Dragon Athletics.
If getting a new iPhone is on your wish list, then wish no further. At Next Tech Wireless, all smartphones, including the new iPhones, are 50% off. You can save over $350 on your new iPhone, and even trade in your old phone for more credit. Have multiple lines? That's even better, because your third, fourth, or even fifth line will get you unlimited data free for a year. Next Tech Wireless has more than 50 store locations to serve you. Switch today and start saving. Certain restrictions apply. Phone guard required.
Well, the Blue Dragons now shooting 51.2% for the game compared to 32.5% for Colby. They really kicked it up. Listen to this, Darren. 10 out of 14 in that third quarter, 71.4% from the field. They were also 4 for 5 from the free throw line and 1 out of 3 from outside the arc. Rebound totals, 31-18. That is the big number. Kimbrough was 7 of those 31.
Colby showing you why they are last in conference shooting. Trojans will open up this fourth quarter of play with the ball. Kiara Knight working the lane. Vincent with her as well. 15 to shoot. Travel up top by Dixon wasn't called. Trojans will have 10 to shoot. Nearly threw it away, but goes up top to Dixon. Dixon now the air ball 3. In those cases, when you have a no call on the 3 seconds and a no call on the travel, justice is usually served.
Yeah, usually is served right there. Nice job of blocking out by the Blue Dragons, so Colby Trojan couldn't get that missed shot air ball.
Justice served in the form of that air ball. Bradshaw was driving to the paint without the ball, and Williams will be called for the hold, her third. Dragons will inbound from the far sideline. Dragons in the road reds. Actually, they'll move this down now to the baseline. It happened in that paint area to Bradshaw. Tenney worked well without the ball to get the inbound, but the ball slipped through her hands. 13 turnovers now for the Blue Dragons. Guillory the other way. Got the body contact from Kelsey Brett.
That's a good way to describe it, because Kelsey was just standing there, and contact was made, but not initiated by Kelsey, but nonetheless, she was off balance a little bit.
Guillory knocks down the first free throw, her first points since that first quarter of action. She now has 8. Second free throw is up and good. She is 6 of 6 from the line. 6 of her 9 points have come from the charity stripe. 62-40 your score. Dragons have led by as many as 28. And we're only a minute into this fourth quarter of action. Darren Dunn, Glenn Grunwald with you here in Country 102.9 and KWBW. Also on the Blue Dragon Sports Network. Foul away from the ball. This works against the Trojans, Sophia Vincent.
That'll be her third.
The ball will go down to the baseline for the Blue Dragons. Right side, Bradshaw. Tenney sets a pick for Kramer. Kramer goes right wing for 3. Can she knock it down? No, just off the front of the rim. But offensive rebound on the left side by Kelsey Brett. Ball goes high to Bradshaw. The Dragons will let the offense settle in. She has Brett to the right. Brett being guarded by Dixon. Ball comes back though to Tenney. Tenney hands off to Kramer. No one is working the paint right now as Johnson has the ball on the right wing. Ball goes up top to Brett. 7 to shoot. Johnson has to drive into the paint. She does, but to get there she walked with it. 1 too many steps in that whirling dervish attempt.
Turnover number 13 against the Blue Dragons.
8:27 left in this one. Dragons up by 22, make it 20. As Dixon got the left-handed layup to go in. It was from the left side with the right hand. And Dixon has 11. Dragons will send in substitutes. As Kimbrough and Ogle will come back in at the next dead ball opportunity. Another turnover for the Blue Dragons. Dixon wants to score again. Misses this opportunity. Went through the contact of Tia Bradshaw. Ball comes back out to Guillory. And Guillory knocks down the 3. Guillory has 12, her second triple of the contest, and the Dragons will take a timeout.
Timeout taken by John Andres. He sat there and had the timeout signal up for at least 5 or 6 seconds before they identified it. Let's see if it's a full or a partial.
That's the old school timeout where you give that fist, and the official was confused because he had that fist right in her face before she finally called it. We'll take a 30-second timeout and be back after this.
Hi, Brian Bowen, General Manager of Midwest Ford. We have some huge savings on the remainder of our 2018 F-150s with up to a $2,500 rebate and, yes, I said and, 0% for 60 months. Or how about $10,000 off MSRP on a 2018 Edge? Or what about even $12,000 off on 2018 Expedition? Wow. Hurry, they won't last. So come see us today at 1100 East 30th or online at MidwestSuperstore.com.
John Andres making the indication that he called a timeout and he discussed it, and then he got a technical served on him. So the second this year on John, as he had one against Pratt as well. So shooting free throws will be Guillory now. Gives the Dragons a little bit more time to talk things over here, Darren.
if you are an official of a certain age, you may not know what that fist is. It was popularized back when John was playing basketball. So you think about that in the 80s
dribbling
and 90s.
and call
exactly.
the yeah.
First free throw is good for Guillory, and it makes you wonder. The official was confused when she saw that signal, like she had no idea why he was giving her a fist. It was almost as if she thought, okay, is he calling a play?
And that conversation carried over during the timeout, and then the other official came up and teed, and now they're still arguing.
Yeah, well, and it's the same official that teed up Antoine Scales. So you had the same official call the 2 unsportsmanlike fouls, and now another official has called 2 technicals, 1 against each coach.
And now will be the Blue Dragons basketball with 7:49 to go. So that 30-second timeout turned into a 2-minute timeout.
62.
And there's still arguing going on.
62-47 the score after those free throws. And a little bit of a run now being put on by the Trojans. It's a 9-point run, and the official is not done talking to Coach Anches. Warning goes to the bench. The official pointed toward Travis Kirk. All the assistant coaches were trying to do was figure out what happened. They were trying to explain that Coach Anches was calling for the timeout.
And John was actually done talking to Kelsey Brett when the official indicated that a warning now to the Hutchinson bench.
Yeah, at the far end of the bench. He actually called him out loud enough that it was quiet enough here in the gym that everybody heard him. He said, hey, Coach John. And that's when he gave the warning. 62-47 the score. Dragons nearly turn it over at half court. And a foul will come from Kiara Knight. A scramble for the ball between her and Abby Ogle. Third personal against Knight. And the Dragons will inbound just on their side of the front court in front of the scorer's table. 15-point lead now for the Dragons was once 28. As Van Eck goes left wing. Comes up to Ogle. It is Ogle, Van Eck, Bradshaw, Kimbrough, and Roebuck in the contest for the Dragons.
Wide open.
Wide open behind the play is Tiana Kimbrough from the left block. And Kimbrough has 10 in her first start of the season. 64-47 now. 3 minutes gone in the fourth quarter of play. Colby works offensively. Ball goes left elbow to Vincent. Vincent kicks it out right wing to Williams. Now Williams goes all the way across the court to Knight. 8 to shoot. She's content with a long 3. And Kiara Knight able to knock that one down just inside of that logo over on the left wing.
Knight with 5 points now in the contest.
Dragon lead cut to 14. 6.5 to play here in Colby. Roebuck throws the ball to Kimbrough. Kimbrough dribbles into the lane and kicks it back out. 10 to shoot for the Blue Dragons, who will run horns. Double screen comes up top for Bradshaw. Bradshaw with 4 to shoot. To the right block. Can't get the shot to go, just off the back iron. And the Trojans pull it away with an opportunity to close in on this 14-point Blue Dragon lead. That 28-point lead has now been cut in half by the Trojans, trying to make a game of this one late. 6 minutes left. Guillory against Bradshaw. Bradshaw goes to the deck. Guillory gets the ball back from the three-point line, no good. Bradshaw tried to scramble out there and contest the three-point opportunity.
Kimbrough got the rebound. That's her 8th.
Bradshaw looking inside for Roebuck, had it knocked away. Turnovers mounting for the Blue Dragons, sprinting the other direction. Knight didn't get a solid 2 steps for the layup opportunity. The Dragons pull it away. Ogle ahead to Roebuck. Roebuck had it blocked away by Guillory, able to get it back. Now scrambling for the basketball, and Roebuck will be the last one to touch it as it goes out of bounds on the baseline.
Yeah, 16 turnovers now against the Blue Dragons. A beautiful pass up to Roebuck. She tried to wheel and deal down low. Kept volleyballing after the basketball, tried to tip it to herself, ends up going out of bounds. Turnover, a 14-point lead now for the Blue Dragons with just over 5.5 to go.
Tiana Kimbrough got her first start today in place of Jada Mickens. We have not seen Mickens here this afternoon. She is suited. And Kimbrough is a couple of rebounds away from a double-double. Right side, Williams goes through the contact, no good, but the Trojans rebound it in the form of Kiara Knight, and the Trojans have a fresh 30. Right wing is Williams, guarded by Schimmel. Williams will bring the ball back up to the volleyball attack line and start the offense once again. Left wing, Afia Vincent. Goes toward the corner to Guillory. And Ogle was hanging on to Guillory. That is her second foul.
Yeah, she kind of bumped into her on that far side. It'll be the 13th foul against the Blue Dragons. Both teams with 3 team fouls apiece, so a little bit longer to go before we shoot bonus shots.
Colby trying to get the ball in. Antoine Scales wants a timeout. 64-50 your score. Just under 5 minutes left here in Colby. We'll take a full 1 minute timeout.
At Strategic Financial Concepts, we help our clients analyze and understand their financial needs, wants, and desires. We help individuals that want to improve their personal wealth who are near or starting retirement by helping people recapture unnecessary wealth transfers that many do not realize are occurring and help them to redeploy those funds. This is Jay Pitzer. Call me at 960-0749 for a cup of coffee and a conversation. Securities offered through the ON Equity Sales Company, member FINRA, SIPC, investment advisory services offered through ON Investment Management Company.
Basketballs are bouncing and crowds are cheering. Your best offense during cold and flu season is a good defense. Drink plenty of liquids, get plenty of rest, and keep your hands sanitized. If a bug still manages to get you, Ashcraft Pharmacy, your local Health Mart pharmacy, has over-the-counter medications that can help. Or if you need a prescription, we offer free mail-out, free delivery, or call ahead for our handy curbside service. Go Dragons! From Ashcraft Pharmacy in the Hart Shopping Center, South Hutchinson, and Health Mart, caring for you and about you.
What was once a 28-point lead for the Dragons has been cut in half. Glenn, what's changed?
A lot of momentum after that timeout and the discussion with that John tried to get the timeout and the technical run along with it. And, of course, also Knight hit that three-pointer. That was huge. Now they got another one.
And now it's Knight again in her third start of the season, her second triple. She has 8, and this is an 11-point contest with 4:26 to go. Darren Dunn and Glenn Grunwald with you in Colby at the Colby Community Center here on KWBW and Country 102.9. Ball goes left block to Kimbrough. Kimbrough gathers, turnaround not there against Vincent. Ball didn't hit the rim, but Abby Ogle came away with the rebound. 5 to shoot. Schimmel gets the horn screen up top, shot up and good. A much-needed basket for the Blue Dragons from Milan Schimmel.
Well, Schimmel with 14 decided to shoot the little popper in the lane rather than take it in to be contested, and that's a big basket the Dragons needed.
Schimmel has 14. Dragon lead back up to 13. Under 4 now left here in the fourth quarter. Dragons on top of the Trojans. Guillory tried to drive against Ogle, couldn't get it to go. Forced that one up. Got another rebound for Kimbrough, who is closing in on a double-double.
Yeah, she's one short, I think.
Ball comes up high to Kimbrough. Roebuck was working the paint momentarily. Now she'll come out. Nanette working around a screen from Schimmel. Came open for a moment inside the lane. Ogle decided against it. Not enough room to make the pass. 8 to shoot. Kimbrough outside the three-point line. Goes up top to Schimmel. Schimmel with 3. Into the double team. Kicks it off to Kimbrough, and Kimbrough was fouled on the way up with just a second to shoot as Guillory will pick up the personal.
Nice job by Milan Schimmel to kick the ball away. She's had as many as 8 assists against Northwest Kansas Tech when they played the last game right there. Nice assist to Kimbrough. Let's see if Kimbrough can cash in at the free throw line.
First one is good. Kimbrough now with 11. Substitutions being made for the Trojans. Nairobi Pillars checks in along with Jordan Dixon. Dixon the guard, Pillars the forward. As Kimbrough looks to extend this Blue Dragon advantage. Back to 15. Shot up too strong. Hit the glass first, came off the front iron. Battle for the rebound. I say battle, but it was really Williams all by herself once the other players cleared. And Williams could not tightrope the baseline. So the Dragons will get an inbound with a fresh 30. 67-53. Dragons with the lead. 3:12 left here in Colby. Roebuck brings the ball across to Kimbrough. Back right side to Ogle. Ogle backing down against Knight. Kicks it left elbow to Kimbrough, and the Dragons will set the offense back up with Milan Schimmel. Schimmel gets the horns pick. Backs it out for a 3 instead. And from the left wing, Milan Schimmel hits her second 3.
17 points for Milan Schimmel. That is her best output in this second semester. She had 15 against Barton.
Dragons back up by 17 with just over 2.5 to go. Knight got a step against Schimmel. Schimmel had to reach out and grab her.
That'll be her second personal, but that will be the 15th. No, it's not. It's the 14th foul against the Blue Dragons. So one more will put both teams in the bonus.
Had she not done that, Knight would have had a clear path to the basket. So the Trojans will set up offensively. Inbound from the sideline. Ball goes to Williams. Williams, kind of a runner just inside the left side of the free throw line. Took the contact of Michaela Vanette. She didn't call bank. You can ask anyone in here. She didn't call it, but she banked it in for the and one.
7 and 8 point. Now the and one coming her way. 70-55 lead is cut to 15.
Her second and one of the contest. And the second time she's made good on the three-point play. 14-point lead for the Blue Dragons. 2:20 left here in this contest in the Colby Community Center. Vanette from the left wing got a little bit too much touching from Jordan Dixon, and that'll send Vanette to the line in the bonus.
And that's only her second, so she has them to give, and maybe not a bad situation. Stops the clock with 2:18 to go, puts Vanette at the line to shoot the free throw.
Vanette 1 for 3 so far this contest. First free throw is good. She has 13. As Caitlin Guillory checks back in for the Trojans. Guillory has 14. Had a double-double against the Blue Dragons in the sports arena. Had a double-double in her last contest against Seward as well. Vanette knocks this one down. Has hit her last 4 free throws. Vanette now with 14. 72-56 the score. 2:10 left here in Colby. Trojans go left corner to Knight. Knight gives it off to Williams. Williams guarded by Vanette. Players clear, and Guillory comes out to get the ball. Guillory drives across the free throw line, extended, and gives it up to Knight. Knight now, right elbow to Dixon, who goes to the other side of the court with 4 to shoot. 3 to shoot. Gives it off to Williams. Williams from 13, and Williams is starting to feel it a little bit as she has 11. Starting to feel it a little bit too late.
Yeah, 14-point lead for Hutch. Should do it. Minute and 38 to go.
She was 0 for 7 in that first half of play. Got going with a three-pointer here a little while ago. Three-pointer from the top of the arc. No good from Milan Schimmel. Drew nothing. Came down out of bounds. Trojans roll the ball all the way to half court before Abby Ogle pressures and forces Jordan Dixon to pick it up. Right side Williams. How much is she feeling it? Not that much as that one rimmed off the backside for her. Vincent, the last one to touch it off the Trojans. Dragon basketball.
If Kimbrough would have got that clean, I think that might have been a double-double. I might have missed one. She had 7 at the halftime break. I think she's had a couple since then.
If she's able to do it, it would be her first double-double of the season after her first start here this afternoon. Minute and 5 seconds left here in Colby. Dragons with the 14-point lead. 9 to shoot for Schimmel. She gets the screen from Roebuck. Pulls it over to Kimbrough. Kimbrough now to Roebuck, who rolled off that screen. Too hard off the backboard, no good. Kimbrough the rebound. She lost it. Roebuck on the way back up got fouled as the shot clock went off. Now Antoine Scales is a little upset, and I'm going to tell you why. As the foul goes against Guillory, her third, he did not like the screen that Dejanay Roebuck set up high at that right elbow. He felt like it was a moving screen.
And Roebuck will go to the line. Kimbrough, by the way, did get the offensive board, so I do believe she has 10. We'll check the official stats from Steve Carpenter after this game concludes.
Roebuck now with 9. She's 5 for 5 from the free throw line. So 5 of her 9 have come from here.
Roebuck, by the way, closing in now on Jackie Patterson, who played here back in 2011 2012 on rebounds.
Second free throw too strong, rebounded by Williams. 45 seconds left. Knight all alone on the right side, and Knight able to finish the layup. She has 10. 73-60 your score. Dragons on top with 40 seconds left. Schimmel has a chance to work another 20 seconds off of this clock. Right wing to Vanette, guarded by Scales. Ball comes back up high to Ogle. Hand off with Kimbrough. And the Dragons will go with Horns offensively again. Screen up top by Roebuck and Kimbrough. Both roll. Ogle decides to go the other direction. Pulls up from 15 and just able to kiss it off the front iron a couple of times and through. Ogle has 8. 12 seconds left in this contest. And we'll get a foul as Williams was driving to that left baseline. Foul goes against Michaela Vanette, her third.
27-1 will be Hutchinson's record. 18-1 in the league. And they have won 5 straight now after the loss to Seward on the Blue Dragon home court. back a couple weeks ago.
Williams' free throw is good. She missed her first 2 of the afternoon. Since then has hit her last 3. Has really caught her stride in this second half of play, really in the fourth quarter when she got things going.
One thing in question now, Darren, is the final scores. Right now it sets at 75-62 with the free throw being made.
Williams has 13. This will send the Trojans to their 9th straight loss.
8-18 overall.
As Bradshaw will dribble it out. Your final score here in Colby, 75-62. Dragons are now 27-1 on the season with 2 games left in the regular season conference play. We are back in 2 minutes to tally up all the numbers from Colby.
Your life is busy. Are you ready